So while we have the clip launch property window open, let's explore some more of these clip launch properties that we can manipulate. So we have a launch mode here, and we have a few different launch modes that determine what happens when we launch a clip. Trigger is the mode that we've been using, and when you use trigger, you launch a clip, the clip gets launched, and if it's set to loop, it'll start looping, and if loop is not on, then that's it. You've triggered the clip, it'll play till the end, and then that's it. So using our little vocal sample, there we go. Okay, I trigger it, that's what happens. Now, if I choose the next mode, gate, the clip is going to play for as long as I hold the clip launch button down. Now, if I have this clip MIDI mapped to a button, it'll play for as long as I hold the button down. So that can be very cool if you want to go for more of a stutter type thing. If you only want to play the very beginning of a clip before you actually let the whole clip play, gate is a good way to approach that. If we go down to toggle, if I launch the clip, it'll play the clip, and then if I hit the launch button again, it'll stop it. Pretty self-explanatory there. And with this last one, we have repeat. So now when I hold the clip down, it's going to repeat based on the quantization setting. So if I change this to quarter notes and I hold this down, for as long as I hold the launch button, it'll repeat based on that quantization setting. I'm going to change this back to 16th notes, and I'm going to choose trigger for my launch mode. Now, below that, we have an area that says follow action. Now, there's a lot of very cool uses for follow action, but right now I'm going to keep this pretty simple. What I'll do is, let's go ahead and unsolo this, and let's focus on our little drum loop over here. Okay, now I've looped one part of the drums here. There's a lot more going on with this drum beat aside from just that one section. So I'll take this clip and I'm going to duplicate this clip. I select it, Command D, it's been duplicated. I'll play the duplicate and I'm going to find a different part of the drum beat to loop. I'll duplicate this one more time. I'll play this version. And I'm going to make this a much shorter loop. And I'll do one more duplicate here. And there we go. So now I have 4 different clips here that are isolating different sections of this drum beat. What I like to do is be able to play each one of these, maybe for a bar, maybe for 2 bars, and then play the next one. Something like that. So then I take what was a regular drum loop and I break it up into something that's a bit more creative with a lot more variation. But I don't want to have to trigger each one of these every time I want the clip to change. So what I could use instead is follow action, which is right down here. With follow action, we can tell the clips to play for a certain amount of time and to do something else next. And like I said, I want each one of these clips to play for 2 bars and then play the next clip in the track. So let me select all these clips. So the first one, I'm going to hold Shift, select that last one. Now all 4 of these are selected. And if I look down here where my clip properties are, this little candy stripe is indicating that I've selected more than one clip. So follow action. When you see these 3 numbers, this is the bar, the quarter note, and the 16th note of that beat, of that quarter note. All I'm worried about right now are the bars. I want each clip to play for 2 bars. So I'll click in this first box and I'm going to press 2 and hit enter. So now each clip will play for 2 bars and then it should do something next. There's 2 chooser boxes down here and you can assign 2 different actions to each clip. And below that, there's a probability or a ratio of how often that particular action is going to happen. If the number is set to 1, then that means that the probability is 100% that this action will happen after the clip plays for 2 bars. So after 2 bars, I would like the clip to trigger the next clip on that track. And that option is right here, next. So I'll select that. Again, with the 1 down here, there's a 100% chance that it's going to trigger the next clip after it plays for 2 bars. So if I play the first clip, you're going to notice I don't have to play the next one. I don't have to actually do anything else except for launch that first clip. And each one of these will keep triggering the next clip in the track. Okay, this is pretty cool, right? Now we can also randomize this. Go ahead and select all these again. They're already set to play for 2 bars. Instead of triggering the next clip, let's say it'll trigger any other clip. So it won't play itself again, but it'll trigger any of the other clips randomly on this track. Now this only affects this one track. And also you might have noticed that when we got to the last clip, instead of just ending because there's no clip after it, it went back to the first clip in this group. So with follow action, as long as the clips have no blank clip slots in between them, they'll trigger each other. And when it gets to the last clip in that group, it'll go back to the first one. So if I play this now, you can see the order's been randomized a bit. So let me go ahead and unsolo all this other stuff going on here. My super crazy audio loop-tastic mix. It's awesome. No, anyway, but you can see just how much you can play around with preset loops and manipulate them to make them sound a lot more like your own. So again, just throwing out some different concepts, some different ideas for you to play around with. There's a few more little goodies that this launch window has in store for us, but we're going to save those for a little bit later.